ESPN Radio Sports Center.
I'm Kevin Winter. 3 NFL players make it 4 NFL players turning Wednesday into payday as they're able to get long-term deals done on their franchise tag. Wednesday was the deadline at 4 Eastern. Dez Bryant, Demaryius Thomas able to get it done. They both get 5-year contracts worth $70 million. Bryant's is $45 million guaranteed at the Cowboys. Demaryius Thomas is $43.5 million guaranteed with the Denver Broncos. Justin Houston and the Chiefs, they get a long-term deal done. How about this? 6 years, $101 million, $52.5 million in guaranteed money. Kicker Stephen Gostkowski, 4 years, $17 million from New England. Jason Pierre-Paul, the Giants, he did not get a long-term deal done. Remember, he's recovering after having his right index finger amputated, stemming from a 4th of July fireworks mishap with no long-term deal done. He'll have to play on the 1-year tag number once he signs the franchise tender. ABC News learning on a Wednesday that if Patriots quarterback Tom Brady does not get his 4-game suspension dropped all the way down to nothing, he, along with the backing of the Players Union, are going to fight the suspension in federal court. It's the first time the Players Union has publicly stated they will back Brady. The annual ESPY Awards live right now on ABC on the West Coast. They've already wrapped up. Red carpet tonight. Ronda Rousey, perfect record, delivered the knockout of the year when she was named the fighter of the year, beating out Floyd Mayweather.
I can't help but really say that I wonder how Floyd feels being beat by a woman for once. Wow. I'd like to see her pretend to not know who I am now.
The road to the 144th Open Championship goes through historic St. Andrews on the beautiful east coast of Scotland. Coverage starts tomorrow at 4 a.m. Eastern on ESPN and 7 a.m. Eastern on ESPN Radio. Welcome to Get in Shape and Get a Life fitness and endurance program with your host, former U.S. Air Force para-rescue man and 11-time Ironman finisher, including Kona and Honolulu, Rob Owens.
Hey, good evening, everybody. My name is Robert Owens. It's great to be with you. Hey, this is fun. This is a great program called Get in Shape and Get a Life, and it's meant to encourage you and inspire you and to motivate you to think about getting a more quality life. A little bit about myself. My name is Robert Owens. I'm your host. I live in Laguna Beach, but I'm an Orange County native, graduated from Anaheim High. And it's fun being here at Angel Stadium and broadcasting from here. My first time here was in 1967 for the All-Star Game back in high school. And some of you may think this is fun, but being an Anaheim High grad, it was a wonderful thing to beat Mater Dei 12-7 in 1968 here in front of 33,000 people on a Friday night. So my roots to Anaheim Stadium or Angel Stadium goes back a long way. And it's fun to be back this time as a broadcaster and as a host. A little bit about me. I was a water polo swimmer here in Anaheim for John Urbanchek, who ended up being the U.S. Olympic coach. And from there, did ocean lifeguarding at San Clemente. And this weekend, by the way, there's the San Clemente Ocean Fest. If any of you want to come down and join me for a 1-mile swim at the pier, that'll be Sunday morning. But I spent some time in the water polo swimming, lifeguard, and ended up in Special Ops military. Went to U.S. Air Force Pararescue School, and some of you probably don't know much about pararescue, but if you think of Navy SEALs and the Navy, the counterpart to Navy SEALs is the pararescue unit in the Air Force. And it's interesting, during Vietnam, when there was 3,000 Navy SEALs, there were only 200 of us pararescuemen. We're known as PJs. And our job was to train to do combat rescue, which means that every time a Navy SEAL got shot or Army Ranger or somebody got shot, it was our job to get in and get them out. And so those formative years in the Air Force and in Special Ops School really transformed my life from being a punk kid and an irresponsible kid. I probably got a master's degree in irresponsibility, and I grew up. And for those of you who have been in the military, I want to say thank you for your time and service, and thank you for serving our country. And for those of you that didn't, it was a wonderful experience for those of us that did, in the sense that it shaped our lives. And I'm forever grateful to my sergeants and my officers in the military who shaped my life. But from that, I got a desire to stand fit and be fit. I'm a father of 5. My oldest is 32, and then I have a 30-year-old, and I have a 27-year-old, a 25-year-old. My youngest is at UC San Diego as a 23-year-old. And during those times, I had a lot of stress working. I'm a leadership management trainer. I'm also an insurance guy. I specialize in long-term health insurance. And so if you think of me, I'm an insurance guy that tries to stay in shape. And this next program after this will be about adventures. And I try to have a life while being a business guy. But as it works out, I wanted to stay in shape and work out because it was my way of working through stress and issues. And so I survived about 20, 25 years of 5 kids and all kinds of activities. I did that by getting up early in the morning, getting on the treadmill, watching CNN, Sports Center, Fox, lifting, training, doing stuff, and processing my life in a way that was socially acceptable. And so that was just working out. And then one time I came home and I saw my dad. My dad was the presiding judge of Orange County, California. So if you go to Santa Ana and you go to the courthouse, you look at the pictures on the wall on the second floor, you'll see a guy there that says Judge Claude M. Owens. One day I came home and my dad was laid up in a hospital bed, which is in my bedroom today. And when I saw my dad, he was flat on his back and he was reading, I think, four volumes of Carl Sandburg on Lincoln. And I said, Dad, I'm really sorry about your back. And he goes, yeah, I hope you learned something from this. And I said, Dad, as I'm staring at him laying in bed, I guess he'd been there by that time 2 weeks when I got home. I said, Dad, how bad is it? He said, I'm really messed up. My back went out of me and I can't get out of bed. And I said, gosh, what do I do? And he says, you learn from me. And I said, tell me the lesson that I need to be observing. He said, you need not let your back get out of whack. And the way you let your back get out of whack is when you let and he didn't use the word core, but when you let your stomach muscles go, it loosens up everything around you, your bands, and my back went out. And so they said, your stomach has caused you to be in this bed. And I said, whoa, okay, got it. And he said, if you'll learn something from me, I have to go have surgery and they're going to cut my back. But they've given me one option, and that option is if I'll start doing crunches while laying in bed and just start doing isometrics over and over again and start strengthening my core and watch my diet, there's a chance they won't cut me. And so I watched my dad then for the next 3 months lay in bed, attempt to do crunches, change his weight, and they didn't cut him. And three and a half months later, my dad got out of bed. And I remember watching him crawl to the bathroom, crawl to the toilet, try to get to a walker, couldn't get up on a walker. He was a mess. This is a guy that's pretty proud, pretty smart, Stanford, Phi Beta Kappa, never got a B in his life, chasing Germans around the United States, FBI, prosecuting attorney in the war crimes trials. And here's this pretty proud man crawling, trying to get to the head. And he said, if you're smart, you'll never end up like me. And I said, got it. So then one day, as we're doing this, he pulled out the sports page, and always remember the LA Times behind the sports page was the business section. And there was a guy on the front page of the business section of the LA Times who had a white shirt on and a nice tie and a pair of wingtips and a pair of black pants. He was laying on the floor of his office. And underneath it said, so-and-so billionaire on the 30th floor in LA. And it was an article on this guy. And the article was, what are you doing on the floor? And he said, if you have all the money in the world, but you don't have your health, you got nothing. And I'm laying on the floor doing my exercises here between meetings. And the guy said, the interviewer said, you're in wingtips and a white shirt, and you're down. He said, I find a way to get my stuff in every day, because if I lose my health, I lose everything. And my dad said, what do you think? And I went, got it, Dad. So when you hear me, Robert Owens, talk about get a life and get in shape, I have a ton of stories of people with diabetes or physical issues who have not done well until they begin to look at their bodies and begin to say, it's a vehicle that's been given to me. It's a blessing if I take care of it. It's a blessing if I don't, it becomes a curse. And when we come up here in just a few minutes, I want to talk to you some more about that, tell you some more stories. And again, this is Robert Owens from Angel Radio, AM 830. I'll be taking phone calls probably the last 10 minutes of the program. I'm glad you're here. Have fun tonight. Thank you for being with me, and I'll see you in just a minute.
Angels Radio.
AM 830.
We all want a home that's ideal, in the right area with curb appeal, somewhere that's serene. Yes, that's the one we see in our dreams. But there are things that can affect you later, like an inspection, closing, or noisy neighbors. You need someone there the whole way through, not to find the perfect home, but one that's perfect for you. Find an agent who knows at RE/MAX.com. RE/MAX. Dream with your eyes open. Each office independently owned and operated.
Hey, it's Roger Lodge from the Sports Lodge for 714 Tickets. And if you're looking for the best seats at the lowest prices, call my man Ron Holt at 714 Tickets. He's got the best deals on Angel and Dodger seats, as well as any game in any Major League stadium. And of course, it's never too early to start thinking about the upcoming NFL season as well. And don't forget about all the hot summer concert and theater events coming to SoCal. Pick up the phone and dial 714-TICKETS or log on to 714tickets.com where there's no hidden fees like those other guys. And while you're there, check out the discounts at the 714 Tickets E-Club. 714 Tickets on Catella, across the street from Honda Center, where walk-ins are absolutely welcome. And 714 Tickets will even buy the tickets you're not using. They even sell Disneyland tickets. 714 Tickets, 714 Tickets, 714 Tickets. Call today. You can go tonight.
You're listening to Get in Shape and Get a Life with 11-time Ironman Robert Owens.
Hey everybody, glad to have you back. My name is Robert Owens. Again, it's a fun program to talk to you and encourage you wherever you are, whether you're on the freeway or you're at home, you're getting ready for bed. Let me talk to you a little bit about this program. This is a fitness as well as an endurance program. Why? I want to talk to you about thinking about getting in shape or working on taking on new goals or setting new goals. But I also want to talk to you about, there's some of you that are into endurance work, and I hope to develop a following here in Southern California that has to do with endurance. Let me tell you a little bit about what I do. I'm 63 years old, 64 in October, and I work out because I like to eat. I work out because I like to sleep. I like to work out because I feel better. I get a better quality of life if I'll spend an hour a day. And what I would say to you as lay people, an hour a day spent on your body, working on your physical fitness will help you then for the other 23 hours a day. Two of the groups that I want to mention tonight is that I drink Evolution Fresh by Starbucks all the time. I drink it because I like what I receive pre-workout and post-workout. And so Evolution Fresh is a great sponsor for me, whether it's the essential greens or the sweet greens, because of the potassium that I need for all the sweating that I do. And I finish at the end with my ginger lemonade, and it's just great. On the other side, when I'm eating, and I want to say hi to Amanda at Subway Eat Fresh corporate office, I brought tonight for Amanda because I want to be like Michael Phelps. I want to be like Apollo Ono, Mike Trout, Michael Strand, all those guys that eat sandwiches. Amanda, here's your sandwich. I eat Subway sandwiches. And tonight I'm eating a turkey, bacon, and guac sandwich in between breaks to try to replenish myself because I had a long day today. So anyway, Subway, I appreciate it. Starbucks with Evolution Fresh, I appreciate all that you do, and I appreciate what it does for me. Let me give you a couple other thoughts. I want to encourage you to think big picture about where you train and how you train. First of all, I'm a 25-year, 24-hour fitness guy, and I do that for general training. I was up this morning at 4:10. I'm yawning here as I'm on the mic here, but I was up at 4:10 this morning, and in my spin class at 5:30, I go to Ocean Ranch in Dana Point, 24 Ocean Ranch in Agassiz, and they have spin classes at 5:30 a.m. every morning of the week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday at Ocean Ranch, and then Tuesday, Thursday at Agassiz. But when I get done with that, I take a shower, and I knock out a workout over at CrossFit. And I go to CrossFit because it does a different kind of workout for me than I would in a general workout when I'm at 24-Hour Fitness. I go to Eternity CrossFit in Capistrano and with Gary there, and I say, Gary, help me get ready for my next race. And maybe you can follow me as I do this. I've done 11 Ironmans. I did my first one when I was 27, and that's before it was called an Ironman. That's when it says Robert Owens from Honolulu, who's done Honolulu and Kona. Honolulu was year 1, 2, and 3. And then the race was moved, for those of you that understand that was moved to Kona on year 4 and to where it is today when you see it on NBC. For those of you that don't know what an Ironman is, again, an Ironman is a 2.4 ocean swim or maybe a reservoir swim, and then a 112-mile bike ride, and then you get off and you do a marathon. And my first one was when I was 27, then I took 20 years off and had 5 kids. But my son gave me a bunch of crap one day and said, "Hey, Dad, you're getting old on your 50th birthday." And I said, "What are you talking about?" And he's a big 6'5", 235 DN stud, runs a 4.3, who was getting offers from, we went to Nebraska and he got Kentucky and Florida State. And he says, "Hey, Dad, you're just old." And that whole thing, that special ops thing, that testosterone that was still hanging around, leapt up inside of me, and I said, "Game on, dude." And so I said, "I'm going to go back and do an Ironman." And my wife said, "What?" And I said, "I'm going to go do an Ironman." She goes, "Oh, no." And I said, "Son, you watch me train. Let's see if you can put up or shut up." So I started doing Ironmans, and I've done 10 since I was 50 years old. And I do them because it keeps me relevant with kids. When I speak to police and fire and military, and when I do corporate training and corporate leadership work, they don't want to hear an old athlete. They want to hear an athlete that's still in the game. This last year, I spoke to the San Diego Chargers, I spoke to the New York Jets when they played the San Diego Chargers for the second time. And I got down there in front of the Jets, and again, they just want to say, "What's the deal with you?" And I say, when I was your age, I was different. But now that I'm my age, I want to get all that weight off, and I want to live healthy, and I want to live a different kind of life. And I talked to the Jets about physical fitness and about something inspiring before the game. Point being is that I do general training, like a 24-hour, and there's some great trainers over there like Alex and Andrew and Nick, the general manager, great guys. And then I go to CrossFit for a kind of training that tweaks me and specializes me. But I also then go to a place called Stark Training in Irvine. And Stark Training is kind of a one-stop shop. And I'm mentioning these things to you because you have options on how you'd like to get in shape, or how you'd like to work out, or how you'd like to set goals. Stark Training is a place like a one-stop shop where there's a doctor on staff, there's a nutritionist on staff, there's a trainer on staff, there's a chiropractor on staff. You can walk in, they'll do an assessment, and they'll do a whole body workover on you and get you ready to start. So there's lots of different ways to do fitness, and there's lots of different ways to do it, but you have to find a reason to do so. And I say to guys all the time, I say, "Are you pregnant?" And they say, "What are you talking about?" I say, Would you pay for those twins?" And they look at that stomach and they go, "Hey, Robert, back off." I say, "I'm just telling you, you'd have a much better life and your back wouldn't hurt and you wouldn't be pre-diabetic if you just work a little bit on physical fitness." And then I get these guys to do that and they come back and they thank me. They say, really has been different since I changed my lifestyle and my portions and all that kind of stuff. So I mention that to you because I'm a generalist. I'm just like you. I'm just a guy. I'm just trying to stay in the game. On the other hand, I have a fitness goal and I have endurance goals. And one of the groups that I'd like you to follow me with the next few months is it's a place called SEALFIT. And SEALFIT is in Encinitas, California, and it's a CrossFit gym that's run by Navy SEALs. And it's a trip. Colonel Mark Devine, ex-Navy SEAL officer, runs this thing. I was working out there today. And they have something called Kokoro. And a Kokoro is a Navy SEAL Hell Week, but they shorten it for executives, and it's 50 hours. It's from a Friday at 3 o'clock until Sunday at 10. And you can, the next few weeks and months, you can follow me as I'm training to do one of those now. I like Ironmans, but I'm going to see if I can do what these kids are doing and stay in the game. So again, this is a fitness program, but there's going to be an endurance component, and we're going to interview some people, and we'll have some great times. Call in, talk, you can ask questions, and I hope to inspire you, encourage you to go to the next level. Coming up, I'm going to take some calls, and we'll mention a few more things we're doing. Here we go.
Angels Radio.
AM 830.
It's the biggest RV disposal in our 30-year history. The recent Angel Stadium show is finished, but tons of manufacturer units remain. Now, we moved over 25 million in inventory to every Giant RV location in Montclair, Marietta, and Colton, and slashed prices for immediate sale. There's still time to take off with a family this summer on a real vacation and save tens of thousands of dollars on a new or gently used RV. Whatever your needs, from pop-ups and trailers to toy haulers, fifth wheels, Class C, even the most luxurious Class A diesel pushers. Giant has the RV that's perfect for your lifestyle and your budget. Famous brand names like Thor, Forest River, Winnebago, Rockwood, Monaco, Fleetwood, Pleasure Way, Weekend Warrior, Pacific Coachworks, Holiday Rambler, and many more. All inventory from the Angel Stadium show must and will be disposed of immediately, without exception. See the new 16 models. Save even more on pre-owned RVs and show demos. Prices clearly posted for inspection and comparison. No cash? No problem. With approved credit, finance on site with zero down available.
Save thousands this week at Giant RV in Montclair, Marietta, and Colton.
If you've got an IRA, 401k, or pension plan, I've got some really bad news for you. The IRS wants you to think these qualified plans are the best way to save for retirement. They give you a tax break when you contribute. Sounds good, right? Wrong. A qualified plan could be a tax disaster when you retire. With $17 trillion in debt, taxes are already going up. Imagine paying a TOPS tax rate of 94% like they did in the 1940s. There is a better way. It's an alternative the ultra-rich use that beats the pants off your IRA or 401k. It's been around for years. Your money grows tax-deferred, has no taxes during retirement, and no income taxes when you die. Plus, you can grow your money potential double digits with no risk of losing money when the market crashes. If the market tanks like 2008, you lose nothing. Call 1-800-516-9191 now to talk to a specialist and get a free copy of my Inc. magazine best-selling book, Safe Money Millionaire, to protect yourself from taxes and crashes. The next 37 who call get free shipping and handling, no credit card required. Call 1-800-516-9191. 1-800-516-9191.
You're listening to Get in Shape and Get a Life with 11-time Ironman Robert Owens.
Hey, this is Robert Owens. I'm back with you on KLAA 830 Angel Baseball Radio. Hey, our phone number for tonight is 877-830-830. That's 877-830-830. And in a few minutes, I want to take some of your calls if you have any questions. We're going to have a great time answering some of these questions. I want to let you know that if you have ideas or questions that you'd like me to speak on or talk on when we're doing this program in the next few weeks and months, feel free to let me know. I hope we get into testosterone issues. I hope we get into concussion issues. I hope we get into fitness kind of issues. Having a doctor on with me and we'll answer questions. I have a doctor here in the county that's I think a 5-time Ironman. And I'd like to have him come on and talk to us about different kinds of stress fractures and those kind of things and fitness. So we'll have just a great time. Let me just give you a thought. When you're around people, do you feel challenged when you see people getting in shape and looking better and feeling better than you do? One of the things I hope that you'll do is say to yourself, gosh, I'd like to look better. I'd like to feel better. I'd like to sleep better. I'd like to eat better. I'd just like to have a different life. You know, if you'll listen to this program week after week and you'll become a partner with us, I'm telling you, you'll find yourself change. You're only a habit away. You're only a habit away, one little habit, which when you conquer that little habit will breed another habit. Let me give you a book. If I could encourage all of you out there to read one book. It's called Habit, and it's by a guy named Dunning, D-U-G-G, and his name is synonymous with getting it together with studies. And so this book, The Power of Habit, is an amazing book. It dissects how people change. And the thesis of the book is one little habit change builds to another little habit change, which builds to another little habit change. It's a story of taking people that are tremendously out of shape and saying, how did you end up becoming a marathoner? Or people who were doing one direction over here, alcoholic, all of a sudden they put away their alcohol and they move into another place where it is not an addictive issue. And so I would encourage you to begin to study and to think about how to have a life, how to grow a life, what to do to change. And when I work with kids, some of you would not know this, but I work at Anaheim High School. I work with high-risk kids with Kevin Bigler. He's one of my heroes. He's a 17-year school teacher at Anaheim High who takes 7th and 8th graders who are coming into 9th grade who are scheduled not to graduate from high school. Why? Because their previous track record, previous grades, and the odds are will not make it through high school. He takes those kids. He has an adventure of a lifetime. And he's also a CrossFit guy and a El Medina high school grad. And when I talk to him, he reminds me that these kids are just a habit away from changing and breaking cycles in their lives. All of us have issues. All of us have stuff. And I say to these kids when I talk to them, this is what I say to them. Hey, listen, you show me your friends. You show me where you spend your spare time. And you show me your pocketbook or where you spend your money, and I'll show you your future. I'll tell you where you're going to be in 5 years when you show me your friends, show me your money, and show me your time. Why? Because it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out monkey see, monkey do. You'll be like the people you're around. And if you're around losers, you'll end up being a loser. If you want to be around winners, you'll become a winner. Why? Because it gets on you. You change, you get challenged. And a lot of people don't like to be challenged. Why? Because they're insecure and they're afraid. And yet one thing you'll learn about life, and for me, is that you always fail every day, but you fail forward. You always have a learning moment. You always grow. Every experience is not wasted. It's a growth opportunity, as well as every day you have a chance to let someone encourage you. All my life I've had mentors. All my life I've looked to men and I've said to them, how can I do what you do? How can I be in this area in finances or raising kids or family or work? How do I learn to do these things? In fitness, it's the same thing. And in endurance, it's the same thing. It's where you say to yourself, I need to find someone, humble yourself. You know, when I do Ironmans, I leave my ego at the door. Why? Because there's 2,000 people that are going to pass me up on a bicycle within the first 3 hours. I said 2,000 bicycles go by me. Why? Because I'm a hot swimmer, but when the bicycle guys get on there, they smoke me. They smoke me. But I know at the end of the day, I'm going to be seeing them. I know about that lap 3, about the 80 to 112 mile mark, I start passing these kids up, and I start passing up these middle-aged folks, and I just have these epic moments where I just smile, I say, hi, how you doing? And they just look at me, and that's because I've humbled myself and said, leave your ego at the door, ask for help, learn from somebody else, ask questions, and say to yourself, I want to do what they're doing. How do I do it? So I encourage you now, here's our number, 877-830-830. In about 4 or 5 minutes, I'm going to start taking these calls for the last part. Then we'll transition to the second program, which is Great Adventures with Robert Owens. But I want to hear from you. If you have any questions or thoughts, feel free to ask me about Ironmans, special ops. If you know some kid that wants to go into special ops, have them call me. My email address is Robert Owens with 2 S's, robertowens@yahoo.com. Ask me a question. I'll be happy to contact you and get back to you. But I specialize in helping kids go in the military and finding their niche. Anyway, coming up, we'll take some calls. It's great to be with you. I'm going to take a bite of my Subway sandwich and drink my Evolution Fresh. I'll see you in just a minute. Thanks so much.
We all want a home that's ideal, in the right area with curb appeal, somewhere that's serene. Yes, that's the one we see in our dreams. But there are things that can affect you later, like an inspection, closing, or noisy neighbors. You need someone there the whole way through, not to find the perfect home, but one that's perfect for you. Find an agent who knows at RE/MAX.com. RE/MAX. Dream with your eyes open. Each office independently owned and operated.
Have you ever flown over the country at night? As you look out your airplane window, there are thousands upon thousands of lights, and each light has a story to tell. Every person has a story. Every Sunday night at 9 on a show we call Your Wonderful Life, we hear from storytellers. Some are famous, some are people you've never heard of. Each can change your life. This Sunday night, we're going to learn from the people around us, helping you to have a wonderful life. This Sunday night at 9, right here on Angels Radio, AM 830.
Summer's in full swing, so get to the Monkey Sports Superstore in Irvine for all of your baseball, lacrosse, and hockey needs. With the best selection of bats, sticks, skates, and cleats from top brands like Easton, Rawlings, Wilson, STX, and Warrior. Visit our service department for bats, gloves, and lacrosse service or repairs. The Monkey Sports Superstore at 1962 Barranca Parkway. Learn more at monkeysports.com/Irvine or call 949-337-4980. That's monkeysports.com/Irvine. Baseball, hockey, lacrosse. Monkey Sports.
Psoriasis and vitiligo are serious diseases. You've tried everything and have been disappointed. Now there's X-Track, a breakthrough treatment that provides long-lasting, safe relief. X-Track is FDA cleared for the treatment of psoriasis and vitiligo and is endorsed by thousands of dermatologists and hospitals because it works. Clinical studies show immediate results with up to 95% clearance. The in-office visits are fast, painless, with virtually no side effects. With thousands of providers treating patients all over the country, X-Track is covered by all major insurance companies and Medicare. We'll help you find a doctor close by, and there is no cost to you until you see results. Get your life back. Live free. Live X-Track clear.
For your no-cost treatment, call now. 800-942-7850. That's 800-942-7850. 800-942-7850. Or visit xtracradio.com. Qualified patients, certain restrictions apply. Results may vary.
You are listening to Get in Shape and Get a Life and Great Adventures with your host, Robert Owens.
Hey, this is Robert. Hey, I hear we got a caller. Joe, is that you?
Yeah, how you doing?
Hey, Joe, what's up?
Hey, not much.
How can I help you?
I'm in my mid-50s. I like to body surf.
Sweet.
I'm thinking about entering a competition down in Oceanside.
Great.
Coming up here in a month or so. But I'm a little out of shape.
How out of shape?
Just not horribly. I mean, I still get out in the water about once a week, but I work long hours, so I'm not in the gym at all.
Yep.
And I'd like to get in shape for this competition. Just wanted some recommendation.
You know, body surfing is sort of a different deal. It's about a 5-6 second thing, so it's not going to tax your heart a whole lot, except for when you backstroke into that wave. Hey, first of all, make a commitment. I want to lose it. Second of all, smaller portions. Smaller portions. Drink a big glass of water before every meal, and eat only fruit and veggies between meals, and then just have a smaller portion. And then do some sort of exercise before you go to work or afterwards, like take a long walk, a speed walk, or a jog. Do something to get your heart rate up and break a sweat. They say that you can really burn calories if you just make your heart race and where you sweat on your forehead 20 minutes a day. Of course, check with your doctor if that's an issue, but start just getting your heart up so you'll burn and break the monotony that you're in right now. And start that and call me back in a couple weeks and tell me how you're doing. Okay? Hey, listen, we're going to go to Great Adventures Part 2 now. Joe, thanks so much. Call me back next time, and we'll talk about it. Hope you do great in Oceanside. Hey, thanks, everybody. Let's move on to Part 2, Great Adventures with Robert Owens. Let's talk about some fun adventures. It's been fun. See you. Bye.
Hi, folks. Alan Thicke here. You know, some things in life are just too serious to take chances on, and owing money to the IRS is definitely one of those. The IRS has the power to garnish your paycheck. They can levy your bank account, even take your home or business. Seriously. Thankfully, with one simple call, you can start solving your tax debt once and for all. Optima Tax Relief is the leading tax resolution firm in the nation. They have over 250 professionals. They have an A rating with the Better Business Bureau and the trust of thousands of satisfied clients. Based in the Los Angeles area, their attorneys will fight for you to get the best possible tax settlement and can immediately protect you from aggressive collections because they are experts in the Fresh Start Initiative. That's a special IRS debt forgiveness program that could save you thousands. Don't wait till it's too late. Get serious. Call Optima now for your free consultation.
Call 800-357-0726. 800-357-0726. 800-357-0726.
Summer's in full swing, so get to the Monkey Sports Superstore in Irvine for all of your baseball, lacrosse, and hockey needs. With the best selection of bats, sticks, skates, and cleats from top brands like Easton, Rawlings, Wilson, STX, and Warrior. Visit our service department for bats, gloves, and lacrosse service or repairs. The Monkey Sports Superstore at 1962 Barranca Parkway. Learn more at monkeysports.com/Irvine or call 949-337-4980. That's monkeysports.com/Irvine. Baseball, hockey, lacrosse. Monkey Sports.
I'm John Patterson, owner of Tustin Hyundai, where it's all about you. We're having a Christmas in July sale to help spread a little cheer and save you some money now. Bring in a gift like canned food or new clothing, drop it in the OC Rescue Mission bins at Tustin Hyundai, and enter to win a free 5-day Carnival cruise. Also, treat yourself to the gift of luxury and lease a brand new 2015 Genesis for just $299 a month. Visit Tustin Hyundai or click TustinHyundai.com for details. Merry Christmas in July.
$29.90 due at lease signing plus tax, title, and acquisition fee.
Joey used to be in the military.
I never actually wanted to punch a clock. I always wanted to be my own boss.
His family was in the moving business with a 2-men-and-a-truck franchise. So when Joey left the service, he got one too.
You know, you are in charge. It beats 9 to 5.
Owning a 2-men-and-a-truck franchise was perfect for Joey.
It's like the military where you can get a field manual for your success. You don't have to have a lot of experience. They provide all the support, the training. I'm so glad I did it.
He started 15 years ago.
I started out with 4 men and 2 trucks, and now I have over 40 trucks, 3 franchises, and 100 people.
Joey's moving business is thriving.
It continues to grow. Year-over-year growth is in double digits. Love it.
Learn more about getting your 2-men-and-a-truck franchise. Text the word DRIVE to 2MEN. That's TWOMEN or 896636.
2 men in a truck, baby. I absolutely love it. It's the best decision I ever made. Hands down.
Text DRIVE to 2MEN or 896636. Send a text with the word DRIVE to 2MEN or 896636. Standard message and data rates apply.
Welcome to Great Adventures with your adventure and travel host, Rob Owens.
Hey, hi everybody. Part 2, Great Adventures, Robert Owens. Hey, my name is Robert Owens, obviously. It's great to be a host here on KLAA AM 830 Angel Radio. Shout out tonight for Pujols last night and from Mike Trout. Boy, what a great job. It was fun to see him at the All-Star game. I guess the ESPYs went on tonight, and Ronda Rousey got that special award as Fighter of the Year for a lady. That's a great thing. Hey, welcome, everybody. This is a program that should be fun. If you listen to the first program, it's about getting in shape and getting a life. And the second program is, what kind of life do you want to have? And some of you need to have more fun in your life. And I'm one that firmly believes in experiencing life, and you only go around once, and it's fun. And so I love adventure. And somehow I think I've been adventurous. My mom says since I was a little boy. I'll give you my first adventure. My mom said, she said, I knew you were going to be a tough kid when we told you not to ride in the milk truck. There was a milk truck that came around that put bottled milk on the porch. Again, I'm 63 years old. I went to Anaheim High School. I'm a local. And I said, okay, Mom. She said, I never want you on that milk truck. I said, sweet. So my mom wasn't looking. The milk driver got to the end of the cul-de-sac over on Citron off of Harbor. And I said to the guy, hey, can I have a ride? And I must have been about 4 or 5 years old. And he said, sure. And so he went from house to house with the truck going with a side door like a UPS guy. And I was having a great time talking to the milk guy, being illegal, obviously. I'm not supposed to be in that truck. I got up to my house. It was a cul-de-sac, did a U-turn, came around my house, and I panicked. And when I panicked, the guy's looking at me, and I go, oh, something like this. Oh, my God, I'm at my house. And I just didn't think much. I just dove out of the milk truck side thing, and I missed the grass and hit the asphalt. And I'm about 5 years old, and I'm just completely ripped up. I mean, I got the rash, burn, arms, legs, shorts. I'm crying. I run over in the bushes. I take all the gravel out of my skin, I'm rubbing it. And then I go around the corner. My mom goes, what have you been doing? I go, nothing, man. Just I fell off my bike. And she goes, what'd you do? I said, I just fell off my bike. And she goes, and then the milk truck driver, he's pulling away and he's dying. He thinks he's killed this kid, And he didn't know if he should get out and chase me down in the bushes to see if I'm okay because I'm hiding in my bushes. And he goes, my mom says, you jumped out of that stupid milk truck, didn't you? I go, I don't know anything about it. And she said, oh, God, you're going to be a handful. And so I sort of found myself doing adventures all my life. And I raised my kids. I have 5 kids. And I said, you know what? Let's do this. I'm a corporate speaker. I'm a leadership management guy. I've done 30 nations teaching. I really like developing countries and going over working. I just got done with 5 trips to Vietnam teaching Communist Party members in Da Nang and Hanoi. And those was fun. And whenever I get to Vietnam or I get to Africa or Zambia or Zimbabwe or South Africa, I try to find the most fun adventure in that country that's somewhat legal. And so I go and I experience these things, and then I say to my kids, hey, you'll never guess what I just did. So like for my 50th birthday, we had to do a family skydive. I said, hey, how many of you have fear in your life? And they went, I do, Dad. The 2 boys said, I don't have any fear. My one daughter said, I don't have any fear. My wife said, I have major fear. And the other girls, I don't have any, we have fear. I said, great. We're going to just get this fear out of our lives. We're going to go up in a plane and jump out as a family and get it on for my 50th. And so I called my Navy SEAL friends in San Diego and said, hey, can you set it up? Can you get me a plane? And sure enough, my youngest son, he couldn't go. He was too young. And he started to cry. And I said, hey, can you do something for my son? He's too young. You won't let him jump out of the plane. He said, yeah, put him up here in the co-pilot seat with me. So I said, son, this is a really nice pilot. And as we jump, you can turn around and look at us as we're going out the door, and then he's going to do something for you. And he said, your son's going to have more fun than you're having. And I said, what are you going to do? He said, we're going to go straight down. And I said, oh, sweet. So I said, let's go. And my family jumped out. I'm the last guy out. And I say to my guy, Jeff Bramstead, I said, Jeff, I want to go straight down. I don't want to open up. I want to go straight down and pass up the other 3 before I pull my chute. Let's just shoot for the ground. He says, all right. So as I jump out, we do this full-blown dive straight down because I got all these military jumps. I just haven't jumped in a long time. I'm not qualified anymore. And I look off to the side, and this airplane is just spiraling like it's going out of control all the way towards the ground. And it passes all of us up, and then it pulls up at the very end and glides in, or doesn't glide, comes in, makes its turn and lands. So when I land on the ground, I look at my son, I look at my daughter, I look at everybody, I say, hey, are we alive? They're going, Dad, this was huge. And I run over to the airplane. I say to my little 12-year-old, I said, what happened? And he goes, I guess he had almost thrown up. He said, this was the greatest, Dad. This guy took me for this barrel roll all the way down, and it freaked me out. I want to go do it again. And the pilot said, yeah, we do that for all the little kids that got any sort of gumption on. We take them for a thrill. So anyway, I like to take my kids on adventures. I like to build confidence with my kids. I say to them, you can do anything. You'd like this one. I'm speaking in Sydney. Some of you have ever been to Australia. I'm at Gold Coast. Let me hold this one. I'll tell this after the break. This is a fun adventure. And let me then get to some of the sponsors who are going to help us with this program. And let's tell stories. And then, again, my number is 877-830-830, KLAA, Angel Baseball Radio. Let's take a break, or coming right back, and I'll get back to this story. Okay, here we go.
Angels Radio.
AM 830.
The Chevy Summer Sale is going on now at Connell Chevrolet in Costa Mesa. Looking for a new Silverado pickup? They're available with 0% APR limited term financing, plus get a $2,000 factory trade-in assistance bonus cash rebate after you've made your best deal. Go to ConnellChevy.com to find the model and deal that's right for you. Check out their great lease and pre-owned specials at the same time. Connell Chevrolet in Costa Mesa is family owned and operated and has been serving Southern California for well over 50 years. Chevrolet. Find new roads.
What's up? It's Roger Lodge, and if you play fantasy baseball, then you need to join FantasyAces.com, the West Coast leader in daily fantasy. Fantasy Aces offers one-day fantasy baseball games for real money. It's free to join and super easy to use. You can draft a team in minutes and get paid that very same night. Fantasy Aces offers one-day contests for hoops, baseball, football, hockey, and golf. Use the promo code BASEBALL for a 100% bonus. FantasyAces.com.
And now for more encouragement to expand your world, here's Rob Owens.
Everybody, hey, it's good to be back. This is KLAA 8:30 a.m. Angel Baseball. Let me finish that story. So I'm speaking in Australia, and there's a place called Gold Coast. And there's this guy, and he has rented the roofs of skyscrapers. He's a dope smoker from London, and he says, how do I have a job without working? And so he rents the roofs of skyscrapers and has people rappel down the top of the skyscraper to the street below. But instead of rappelling, you do what's called an angel walk. And an angel walk is where if you do a rappel, and all the guys from Adventure Club LA and A16 Outdoor Outfitters who are sponsors with me on this thing, they understand. Rappelling, your stomach's to the rock or your stomach is to the building. Well, imagine spinning the thing around and put it on your back. And so when you slide over the edge of the top of the building, you put your feet down first, but you go head first straight down. So you lower yourself from the front of you and the back of you. And the goal is to run down the face of a skyscraper. And if you get going fast enough, it's 1 step per story. I got a picture. If you go to my website, it's 1 step per story. And the guy on the bottom is on a rope belaying you. And he says on a walkie-talkie, ready, set, run. And we got this 25-story building, and we start running down the face of this building. But the wild thing is that my 13-year-old says, I want to go first. All these men. And I go, no way, Matt. And he goes, Dad, this is rad. And I go, okay, bring it. And so my 13-year-old, all these men, he slides over the deal. I give this guy $100 to let my kid do it. He gets over the top. He's face down, ready, 3, 2, 1. He starts running down 25 stories. And all these people are on the sidewalk looking like ants, and they just stare up because they look up, and there's somebody coming running down the face of this building, and you're running by secretaries in their windows. And it's just a trip. Anyway, my son got down and said, this was the greatest thing, next to skydiving. This is the greatest thing, Dad. And I said, you're huge. I came down, I about crapped in my pants. I thought I was going to die. I mean, I'd much rather jump out of a plane than run down the face of this building. But anyway, I try to find adventures and do fun things. This one time I'm in Beijing, and I say to my son, hey, son, you think they snowboard in Beijing? He goes, I don't know. It was just, semi-commie back then. I said, let's go see if we can snowboard. So we went around, asked questions, and they said, yeah, there's snow in a mountain about 2 hours to the south of here. And I said, find me a taxi cab. Let's get in it. Give the guy a piece of paper because he won't speak in English, and take me to the snowboarding place. So sure enough, my one son, different son, and I got in this cab and just started going 2 hours out in the middle of nowhere. And finally we ended up at some mountain, and there's a bunch of people going down this snowboarding hill. Nobody speaks English. And I pointed and grabbed this stuff and rented this stuff. And all of a sudden my son and I were snowboarding outside of Beijing and just having this marvelous time after being at the Great Wall. Well, why do I say that? Do you hear me being excited? Do you hear the fun in my voice? I want you to have fun too. I want you to have a life. I want you to have great adventures. And many of you have great adventures, have done great things, have done fun things. And you need to share with others about it and what you're doing and where you're going next. And over the next few weeks and months, when we do this, I'm going to have you call in and say, where are you going? Or where have you just come back from? Tell us what you did. And we'll talk, and we'll build a community of people doing things all over. I belong to what's called the Adventurer Club of LA. Actually, my membership is pending, and it's a fun thing. There was a club founded in 1908 by Teddy Roosevelt in New York City for adventurers, which back then was the term for explorers. And it was for guys going to the North Pole and South Pole and Everest and all that stuff. And when Teddy Roosevelt did that in New York, the LA chapter was founded in 1921. And if you go up on Broadway, up by Dodger Stadium today, there is a club that meets on Thursday nights called the Adventurers Club. And they asked me to come present. You don't go up and speak. They ask you to present your adventures. And I said, well, what do you want me to speak on? And they said, your stuff. And I go, well, what stuff? And I go, all of it. So the newsletter came out, 40 Years of Adventure with Robert Owens. I went, shoot, 40 years? What am I going to do? Anyway, I went up and put slides together and videos. And these are guys that have done Everest, South Pole, North Pole, National Geographic underwater photographers. This one guy, I said, what's the deal with that guy? And he sort of stooped over, and he's sort of an older guy, and He's a unique creature. You just see him. You can tell he's a unique creature. And I go to my host. I go, okay, what's the deal with him? He looks like he drinks a little bit too much. Yeah, he drinks a little bit too much. I said, how long has he been? Well, a long time. I said, well, what's his deal? He walked around the world. I said, you know what? Oh, yeah. He took off and started walking around the world. I said, well, how long did it take him? Oh, it took him over 4 years. I said, 4 years? Yeah, got to get to Europe and then walk all the way through Mongolia, and all the way to Japan, just walking, cruising by himself, and then somehow South America and Central America, all the way down and stuff. And I said, and when he came back, they said, yeah, he's been sort of different ever since. And I said, I guess so. I drink too. Anyway, this room is filled with these guys that got a little twinkle in their eye. Like I said, this one guy, 2 weeks ago, I said, aren't you the guy that keeps flying around the world in your Cessna? He goes, yeah, I've flown around the world, I think 8 times by myself. And I go, well, that's interesting. You're an interesting guy. And he's 83. So I say to him, he says to me, you're in pretty good shape. And I go, yeah, I try to stay in the game, keep up with my kids. And he goes, I'm a runner. And I go, you're a runner? He goes, I've done 130 marathons. I said, wow, that's a deal. I said, when was your last one? He said, LA Marathon a couple months ago. I said, so what did you do? He goes, I got this bad back. And I go, duh. I mean, you're 83. What else is wrong with you? He goes, oh, a lot. I said, so how'd the marathon go? He goes, well, I know, right? I said, what'd you do? He said, well, I started the marathon, but I hit a walker. I hit a walker in the crowd at the 3-mile mark. And they let me start because I looked normal. And I just went into the crowd, got my walker, and I rolled the rest of the marathon on my walker. I said, you did? He said, I had to get to 130. I couldn't die at 229. I had to get to 130. This Adventurers Club has got all these interesting guys. And anyway, I want you, when you listen to this program, to say, I want to have a life. I want to do something. I want to get off the couch. Life is flying by. I want to experience and enjoy some things. And I have some normal things that I do too. I don't always just do extreme stuff. But when you're on this program and when you're doing this stuff, I want you to turn off the radio when you're done with me at night and go, that guy wrecks me. That guy bugs me. He sounds like he's having fun. He sounds like he has a life. He's got 5 kids. He's paid his bills. He's 63 years old. And he has a life. I want that. Ladies, I want that. Men, I want that. I want to do that. And see, I hang out with people like me because I said, like in the last hour, you show me your friends, you show me your money, and you show me your spare time, and I'll show you your future because you'll be like the people who you hang with, whether they're whiners, complainers, people full of excuses, issues, or people that say, I'm going to be an overcomer. I don't have problems in my life. I have challenges. I live in the positive and not the negative. I spin things. It's not an alarm clock. It's an opportunity clock. And you spend time with different kinds of people who think different. And you can get a life. Anyway, the number is 877-830-830 KLAA Angel Baseball Radio. I'm Robert Owens. Let's take I'm coming back in just a second. Pardon me? You want me to keep going? We'll just keep going. You guys want more stories? Well, let me tell you these 3 sponsors that I really want to talk about. Number 1, Coastline Travel. If you're looking to do adventure stuff, Coastline Travel with Jay Johnson, he's a guy who can help you find a beginning adventure, intermediate adventure, or extreme adventures all over the world. All over the world. Coastline Travel over in Garden Grove. Try that guy and say, hey, Jay, I want to try this. Robert told me to, try you out. Don't blow me up. Just give me something junior to do in some nice place and see if I can do it. The second one is is A16 Outdoor Outfitters. What's fun with A16, John Mead's the president, they got 4 stores, San Diego, Solana Beach, Tarzana, and West LA, is that they have speakers. Like this Friday night, they're having a beer thing. It's called a pint evening. And you get a pint of free beer and you come up and you hear a speaker. And these guys spend time in backpacking, outdoors, mountain climbing, and they have speakers. When I said to John this week, you got speakers? He goes, yeah, we have anywhere from 20 to 150 people come on a Thursday night to drink wine, eat cheese, and listen to an outdoor speaker, an adventure speaker. I said, that's huge. I want to do that. He said, yeah, I'll help you. I want to come on your program and tell people about our speakers and what we do. And they specialize in outdoor fitting kind of stuff. There's other places out there that you can go to and say, can you help me have a life? Can you help me do some things? There's gun shops, there's rock climbers, there's skydivers, there's swimming. If like some of you, if you want to meet me Sunday, I'm going to have my adventure. I haven't swam in 3 months. I'm going to San Clemente. I'm going to go down to the pier, and I'm going to see if I can swim a mile in the Ocean Festival. Why? Just to see if my training from the first hour program translates into just getting in the water and swimming in this nice water. So there's all kinds of things you can do while I eat my Subway sandwiches and drink my Evolution Fresh and stay in shape and eat right and sleep right. And I want you to engage with me and say, tell me your adventure or tell me where you're going, and we'll have a great time together. So coming up in just a minute, I'll be back. I want to take some of your phone calls, or else I'll tell more stories. Okay, see you in a minute.
Angels Radio.
AM 830.
Mom, I can't do my math homework. I just don't get it. I'm no good at math. I hate math.
I've always considered myself a good mother, but when it came to my son Billy's math, I was at a loss. It wasn't that he didn't try, but he kept falling further behind and losing confidence. Then a friend told me about Math Made Easy DVDs. You can order any subject from arithmetic to fractions, percents, algebra, even calculus. Concepts are simplified in an entertaining way, so students enjoy learning at their own pace, in the convenience of home. It's as easy as watching TV. Best of all, it's affordable for everyone. Listen, end the frustration. Call Math Made Easy. Call now for a 30-day risk-free trial. 866-598-MATH. Most students forget at least 50% of the year's schoolwork over the summer. And with Math Made Easy, your child will be prepared to excel in math this coming fall. Call now, 866-598-6284. Or visit us at mathmadeeasy.com.
And now for more encouragement to expand your world, here's Rob Owens.
Hi, everybody. Hey, we only have a couple minutes left. Thank you for being with us. If you like the program, let the radio station know, KLLA 830 AM. Let them know. Say, hey, that guy's crazy. Can we do it again? And I'll give you one last story. When I was in South Africa, this guy said to me, why don't you do something fun? I said, what do you got? And he goes, why don't you go shark diving with great whites? I said, where? He said, just follow me. So I go down there, and there's this place called Gansbaai. It's 2 hours south of Cape Town. And you go down there, it's like they have a PCH, Pacific Coast Highway. It's called the Garden Route. You get out there, and there's this lady called the Shark Lady, and she's well known for going out and taking people to sharks. And then there's like 9 other copycat businesses. So you pick one of them, and they take you out on a boat. And they take you out to an island, and this island has 40,000 seals. So it's lunch all day long for these sharks. And so the sharks just go around in circles, eat lunch, And so what they do is they chum the water with a bunch of blood and stuff, and then they throw out this big tuna head on a hook, and they put you in a cage. So they throw that thing way out, and they drop you in a cage, and they say, we'll bring the shark to you. And I go, oh, this is sweet. And they have 4-man cages, and they have 2-man cages. And then they said, Robert, what do you want to do? I said, I want the single tube deal. I want to be in by myself. Not trying to be antisocial. I just figured I could probably get away with something underwater that the other people would let me do. So I'm underwater. And this guy's got a cowboy boot, right? He's standing on the side of the thing, and all of a sudden he throws that big tuna head out there, and he's got shorts on and a cowboy boot, and I'm watching this big fin come straight at me, and he says to me I have a wetsuit on, a faceplate, and a snorkel. He says, ready, go under, and I go under, and as he pulls this stupid tuna on top of my head that's bleeding and stuff, this shark lunges at it and puts it in his mouth. Well, the fun part is that you know what? I could probably have to finish the story later. Anyway, it bent the cage and knocked me senseless as this shark is doing it. I'll see you next week. That's been fun. Robert Owens, 8:30 a.m. KLLA. See you next time. Bye.
The perfect paint color is a home run with Benjamin Moore because loving your color choice matters. Capture the excitement of championship gold or go bold with Team Red. That's why Benjamin Moore offers pint-sized color samples. For a limited time, go to am830.net and receive your free 2-sampler coupon. Bring a fresh look into your home with Benjamin Moore. Available right now at your local Vista Paint store.
Rev up the winning this month by taking home a hot new car from Valley View Casino and Hotel. Join them on Friday, July 31st for your chance to drive off in a new 2015 Lexus CT200 Hybrid. Earn entries daily by simply playing your favorite slots and table games. Plus, earn up to 20 times the Lexus entries every day by swiping your Players Club card at their new kiosks before you play. Don't miss your chance to win the Lexus, plus $30,000 in cash and prizes. Stop by Valley View Casino and Hotel on July 31st for the big giveaway. Learn more at valleyviewcasino.com.